Man, first of all, how is working with Eric again in a band? How do you feel now?
It's really great, to be working with him again, and especially, to see him so happy with everything. Yeah, when we started this, it was basically because, yeah, he just wanted to do something again. It was not even planned to make an album or something, but he just wanted to make music again, and the way he has always done that. So we started a little bit with three of us, and it turned out to be like this. So yeah, I mean, he's incredibly proud on himself and on the band, and to finally be able to do something again with his guitar. So yeah, it's absolutely a pleasure. It's fantastic.
Oh, great. So this is your debut album, and Eric told 5 words about this album. He said it was brutal, he said it was heavy, it was doom, crushing, and real. What are your 5 words for this album?
Cool. Yeah, the same, more or less. Like, it's brutal, it's natural, spontaneous, um, instinctively, and enjoyable. I mean, with enjoyable, I call it. I mean, with that, that it was very enjoyable making and recording it.
All right. Well, Eric Daniels was a long time apart from the metal scene. Now that you work with him again, how do you see him? And did he lose some of his talent, or he improved behind the six strings?
Actually, like, I was kind of surprised that his way of thinking has absolutely not changed throughout the years,
Yes.
and also his particular kind of style. But like, because yeah, I mean, the riffs that he did, yeah, you just really can recognize them as typical Eric kind of riffs on this album. I mean, yes, the fact is that he wrote it together with Alwyn. Both came up with the riffings. I think Alwyn did half of them too. But for us, like, it's very distinctive in how to recognize Eric's riffings again, and his typical style of riffing and of playing, really. I mean, he's quite unique in the way that he plays.
Oh, great.
So
Well,
yeah, for me, I'm happy for him that he's back, and I think yeah, it's a gain for everyone, really, that Eric is back again with everything.
great. Well, Eric already told in an interview that this project, Grand Supreme Blood Court, has nothing to do with Asphyx. How do you say, how do you think the sound from Grand Supreme Blood Court differs from the one in Asphyx?
Well, well, first of all, is that it's of course written by completely different people.
Yes.
I mean, when you come to the riffings, like with Asterix, Paul is completely responsible for all the music on it. He comes with the riffs, and then yeah, we do the arrangements together, because that's how I work with Asterix. For example, if he comes up with a good riff and they are jamming in like a practice from there, say, hey, can you do that maybe 2 times longer, or maybe repeat it somewhere in the song, so they can use it, for example, as a chorus or as a kind of a couplet that I can, return to. But with the blood chord, I haven't participated in arranging it at all. It was mainly Owen and Eric who wrote it, so that makes it already different in how the compositions were arranged after the riffs came together. And then, of course, you have Alwyn's participation in it too, as a songwriter, and
Yeah.
he has of course, like, total different ideas than, for example, Paul has. And Asterix has evolved in throughout the years. I mean, we're not having, well, it is still similar to what we did in the past, because else we wouldn't have still our old fans together, and we know what they expect from us. But I mean, Paul has a kind of a touch that makes it different a bit from the past. And yeah, so if people come with a composition of that some things may sound like, the rat days or whatever. Yeah, of course, but that's because it's Eric, you know. But yeah, it may sound a little bit more than the oldie Asterix, but I think it's very different from the Asterix of today, really.
Oh, great. Well, Martin, what do you think? Do you think that the fact that having two guitar players instead of one gives more power to the band in a way, or something like that?
I think so, yeah. I mean, well, Eric has always had this kind of a wish, a desire. He said, I really want to work with another guitar player one day. But the problem, of course, was finding it. And well, Alvin mainly basically offered himself because before Asterix he was guitar player in Escutcheon, a band of his.
Yes.
And yeah, with Asterix he took on the bass guitar again because he was a bass player in the past, but then he changed into guitar player. But he still likes to play guitar, and he still wants to put ideas in a band. And so what happened more or less is that Eric and Alvin teamed up together at Eric's place, and Eric was really enthusiastic. Like, wow, he has the same kind of ideas that I have, and everything goes so very natural, and everything goes so positively and good. So yeah, we really want to do this, and he's really happy with it. And if I sometimes hear the kind of things where where like a second guitar comes in, or the melodic parts that they do, yeah, I think it's a very big of a plus. And next to that, of course, it's a kind of a difference with Asterix, because Asterix is like a one guitar player band.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a well-known friend of yours, Axel Herman, handled the duties of the cover artwork for this debut, and it's amazing as always, as in the very in the beginning of old school death metal. Well, do you know him well, right? So, which is your favorite of his artworks ever?
Oh, because he did so many things. In fact, there's a kind of art book from him coming out. I know he's working on that, but
yeah.
What I still really like about what he did, I think it was one of his best, was the Crush the Cenotaph one from Asterix.
Yes.
I really like that one. And yeah, because nowadays they put that one on a kind of a re-release. So, like the original is not really to get anymore, but I still have the old record. And if you see that, the artwork that he did on that one, I go, amazing. And next to that, I really like that the one that he did with Death Hammer 2.
Yes.
But the fine thing with him is, I try, if I have certain ideas, then I try to give him as less info as necessary. So so he's completely free in what he wants to do. And of course, like an artist like him needs that. So yeah, I mean, it's always a pleasure to work with him, and I think he was the best man to do the Bloodsport. Also, because of the kind of the atmosphere that the band has, in the music and on the album.
Exactly. Well, Martin, is this project just for fun, or do you really are looking to pursue a professional career with this Grand Supreme Blood card?
Last, definitely. But because we're of course like busy with other things, but it's we knew that people would probably ask and then see this kind of as a project, and yeah, I mean, of course it is new, and I think it's new to all of us, but we definitely see it as a band, and especially Eric does, because he really wants to, do some more things, and even there do like a kind of, yeah, like, well, not really bombard the world now with shows or something, but do a couple of exclusive, really nice shows that we really want to play, and then enjoy ourselves with that. But it's not that we're going to not play live and just, work on new songs or something. No, it definitely is a band, which it started as a project. Yes, I admit that, but yeah, it became a little bit more than that.
Great. Well, Martin, which musician, live or dead, would you like to include in this debut record if you can have him recording with you?
Oh, that's very difficult to ask. Because the thing is, with the guitar players I'm working right now, they really are the lads that I, really like to work with too. So it's, I don't know if there's anyone. I mean, yeah, but that's something that doesn't really fit the music that I'm making now, because I like the rhythm guitar playing style of Malcolm Young in you know, in AC/DC.
Yes.
But you know, because he has this kind of incredible approach towards towards his rhythm guitar, and if you just really listen at it clearly, then you know how loud he plays, and that's something yeah, I really like. Or maybe, you know, a guy like Lemmy, or you know, or Kronos from Venom. But then, you know, as bass players or, you know, vocalists, I mean, it wouldn't be so easy for me to work with, because I'm a vocalist myself. You know, so yeah, all discharge stuff, baby, that too. But yeah, I mean, as musicians, I'm not. Yeah, maybe for fun something with Ace Frehley, you know, as an old Kiss fan. But
Great.
It's hard to say. Like I said, yeah, I'm privileged to work with, you know, the fellas that I work with right now.
Great. Well, Martin, the name of the band is Grand Supreme Blood Court. If you can have someone you would like to take to court, any person in the world, to a blood court, who would that be?
Yep. Well, I'll start with Mitt Romney right now. So then at least we don't have a Republican like winning the elections there, because that's going to create even a bigger mess than the world is right now. You know.
Exactly.
So that's the first one I'm going. And then why not directly go to the Pope too?
That would be awesome. Or maybe you can play in the Vatican, man.
Huh?
Or maybe you can play in the Vatican.